Hi. Can you guys hear me now? Hello, everyone. Please bear with me. Hopefully, you can hear me. If you guys, sorry for I had some sound issues. Ooh, can you guys let me know if you can hear me? Oh, yes. Thank you. There were some issues with my mic connecting to my laptop. Thank you so much for staying on and coming back. Hopefully, more people join the chat. So yes, guys, just a quick recap. The session is all about talking about Sunday chit chat with Funke. Ask Sassy if you have questions. Let me know. But we're going to be talking about, I guess, the key things that are happening in the Nigerian travel space. It's really the flight mode ban in Nigeria, and also with regard to the Ibom Air Saga. But I want to know, guys, please, as you're tuning in, let me know where exactly in the chat section where you are listening from. I'd love to know where you're listening from. And also give this a huge thumbs up. Like Joseph K, Ella, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the live. I appreciate it. Thank you. Like, let me know if you have any questions. So, I want to talk firstly about the Ibom Air. I say Ibom Air. No. Well, the Ibom Air saga, guys. I want to know, what are your thoughts? Oh, Ella is in Ikoyi, Lagos. Not too far from me. Not too far from me. That's nice. Thank you for tuning in from Ikoyi. Again, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Drop them there in the section, in the chat section. I feel like I'm a bit flustered because of the whole audio sound thing, but we're going to get back into it. Yes. All right. So let's talk about the Ibom Air. I want to actually hear from you guys. What do you think about the old Ibom Air saga? Firstly, I'm going to speak from a perspective of some of the comments I've been getting from you guys. I did a video where I narrated the story as it's been told, and people felt like I was perhaps taking sides or saying, oh, you were taking sides. And I was just saying, essentially, you know, I've seen it before. Hair hostesses trying to air hostesses trying to tell passengers on planes in Nigeria that, oh, put down your phone. And the average Nigerian passenger can behave sometimes quite unruly, right? I have seen, but on the other hand, too, I've also seen hair hostesses treat people bad globally, right? So when I was sharing that content, I was not trying to make the lady look bad. I was just trying to educate, to say, you know what, guys, it's really important to listen to air hostesses, because you just never know. Like, they're trained for this. They're not trying to, do anything to make you feel bad. One second, Ella just left a question. I have a very important content for you. I tried to reach you on Instagram, but did not actually go. The topic about the US interview scam for Nigerian citizens. Okay, Ella, happy if you want to share here briefly so we can talk about it, you can share. But the quickest way to actually reach me is to send me an email to sassyfunke@gmail.com. Like, if you do that, I'll definitely see. My Instagram DMs are so full that I always don't get a chance to read everything, right? So it might have been lost there, but just send me an email, and let's just put your name that you are from the Instagram live, so that I know. So that way I'll definitely respond and sort of like engage you on that, because if there's a scam happening, I want to know about it. Yes. So yes, as in others that are coming on the live, there are about 8 of us on the live, 10 of us on the live. Like, let me know where you're tuning in from. Like, this sessions is I created them honestly to really connect with you guys, because I find that every single time I'm just dumping information with you, dumping, and I really want to get to know you guys. I want to answer your questions. Like, you guys send me 1,000,001 questions on my Instagram DM, and the truth is, I don't have the capacity to answer them all. I do answer quite a few, but if I try to answer them all, I would be on DMs, responding to messages all day, all night, right? So don't ever think I'm not responding because I don't want to, or I feel big. It's because I genuinely don't have the capacity to do so. But the best way to get a response from me, I always tell people, is if I make a post, under the comments of the post on Instagram Reel or even on YouTube, just try and leave something on there, and I will most likely respond to you, because I always stay a few, like 30 minutes after I post to actually engage with you guys. Yes. So let me know, other people, where you tuning in from. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know. Let me know. So yes, if you have any questions, again, as I said, drop them in there. I want to actually, yeah. So the Ibom Air thing, I just want to explain that I was not in any way trying to say that the airline was not at fault or whatnot. The truth is, none of us were there, so we'll never know what exactly transpired, right? My platform is more to educate everyone, to say, you know what, guys, this is what, this is why this is important. And I think I want to actually take it a step further on this live to explain, the whole flight mode ban. Like, why is Nigeria banning flight mode, and other countries around the world, like, flight mode is normal, right? And the reason behind this, like, I had to do some research myself, is that we have older aircrafts in Nigeria, and some of the signals from your phone when it's trying to reach towers actually interferes with the pilot's communication system. So when it interferes, they're not able to reach the towers to land properly or whatnot. So essentially, that's the reason. There's a reason behind the perceived madness. So that's essentially why they are essentially put the flight mode there. Yes, guys. So that is essentially about the flight mode matter and the Ibom Air. Like, I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts about the Ibom Air saga? Do you feel the airline was right? Do you feel that the lady was right? Like, leave a comment in the chat section so we can actually engage and talk about this topic. You guys are so quiet this week. What is happening? Why are you guys being quiet? Why are you being quiet? Like, talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Talk to me. I feel like because of the hiccup earlier, people like fell out and trying to get people back in again. Let me know, guys. Anyway, you know what? In the meantime, I'm going to share some travel info about my experience. I actually I went to Spain. I think I told you guys live. I was traveling to Spain last time. I went to Marbella, which was absolutely incredible. I think Bernabeu was even performing while I was there, but didn't go. So on my way back to Nigeria, I flew Air France, and Air France flies into the Old Terminal 1. And you guys all know that the Old Terminal 1, they are planning to actually like bring it all down and sort of like build it back. But honestly, like, in terms of my experience, went through the airport again with regard to landing card saga for Nigerians, need it or not. I'll clarify it here because I think there's been some miscommunication. If you're arriving in Nigeria and you have a Nigerian passport, if you're a dual citizen or you're just a normal Nigerian passport holder, you do not need any landing card. You don't need to fill out any forms prior to landing in Nigeria. If you have an expired Nigerian passport, still, you do not need to fill out any landing card coming into Nigeria, because essentially you're Nigerian and you don't need that. It was really, really smooth. Like, nobody even begged me for money. When I got to customs, obviously, traditionally, they'll always say, "What do you have for me?" And before the man even said, "What do you have for me?" I said to him, I said, "Which suitcase should I open for you?" And I think he just laughed. He was like, okay, you can go. Sometimes when you are proactive to tell them that, you know what, open anything, I don't even mind. Whichever one you want to open so we can be done with this. They just laugh it off. And I think that's actually the beauty of interacting with like Nigerian officials, is if you are scared or whatnot, then I feel like they'll pick on you. But if you're very confident and very jovial, most likely they let you be, right? Yeah, so that's the case there. Ella, I don't know if you're still there. Do you want to share a little bit more about the content you have? Just a little bit, so that I guess we can discuss it here, because I'm sure a lot of people will want to know about the interview scam, even if it's just a brief, like, what happened or whatnot. Let me know. That will be really good. Like, it'll be good. Share any other guys questions. Honestly, this forum is for you guys to ask questions, because so many people ask me on DMs questions. So I thought I would create this so you guys can ask some more questions. No. Like, feel free. So what else do I want to discuss on this live? Gosh, like it's for you guys. And you guys are not, you're not pushing out these questions, though. Why are you not pushing out these questions this week? Like, what's happening? Like, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? So do you actually want to know, do you guys have any upcoming trips? Like any upcoming trips soon? Also, do you have any negative experiences about the international airport? Like so far, I felt in general, compared to the past couple of years, a lot of people had such like negative things to say about, the airport. But I feel personally that I get less complaints in my DM about people's experiences at the airport, at Lagos airports. More importantly, like let me know in the comments. Have you guys had any issues there recently or not? No? Yes? Like, let me know. You guys, my people, this is for you. Like, what is happening? Let's engage. Let's talk. Let's talk. On a different note, since you guys are not talking, let me yap. I'm thinking. I'm actually planning. I'm thinking, where's my next trip? I am actually okay. Oh, Ella just dropped something. She said, I've seen countless times, despite warning the flight attendants perhaps 10 times to turn off their phones and put them in flight mode. Many people simply did not listen. You know what? I have insights into some of the biggest, even international airlines in Nigeria, like their MDs or whatnot that I have been in contact with on a personal level. And in terms of how difficult operating in this Nigerian route is compared to all other routes, like a lot of routes, because of how strong-headed Nigerians are. So, a lot of times we don't take accountability of how we play a part in perhaps how we're being treated. So yes, like I've seen that before too, whereby flight attendants are telling people, put off your phone, turn off your phone. People are still on the phone, hello, hello, and you're like, so I think it's actually incredibly frustrating for a flight attendant that probably operates that route multiple times in a day and has to encounter countless passengers that don't listen. And I could imagine the frustration that they get. Yes. So Ella also said some even continue talking on their phones until the plane's about to take off. This is always the case with many airlines. I agree. I agree. And I think this is why I actually agree with the NCAA, that's the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, saying everybody should just switch off their phone. Because some people do not even know what flight mode is. Some people's phone are probably from the 18th century. They don't even know how to operate it, right? So the best way to counteract that and to make sure the plane is safe is to just give a blanket rule to tell everybody that, you know what, switch off your phone. So I actually agree with that. I even think that we need to even have those sort of rules in Nigeria. I think one of the issues about Nigeria is that we don't have clear rules with accountability to say, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen. If people knew the repercussions of their behavior, they would not behave the way they're behaving. I think that's a fundamental issue with our society, is that we don't, there are no rules. Even the rules there are not abided by. Nobody is making sure. There are no rules for in governance for the people. There are no rules. So I get why. So I think this is a good start of them creating this blanket rule. Ella also said, as long as you follow the rules, why should the flight attendants have a personal issue with you? In fact, many times, even when you don't follow the rules, the flight attendants politely warn you, and sometimes they ignore you. Yeah, like I think generally we need to do better. Like we need to do better. Like so hopefully with this blanket rule that the NCAA has put in for banning flight mode, just off your phone, I think it would actually help a lot. Thank you, Ella, so much for, I guess, contributing to this conversation hugely. If anybody else wants to contribute to this flight mode conversation, please, like, I really want to hear from you guys. Again, this chat is for you, for us to connect, Yes. Amazing. Steven just dropped a comment. He said, people think the rules are for other people, not them. I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, yeah. And I think it goes back to this. basic like thinking that what would they even do? If I don't put, what are they going to do? But I think this is where Nigeria lacks sometimes with regard to education. So I said earlier on this live that one of the reasons why they tell you to even put your the reason why flight mode was created on phones is so that the signals, right, do not interfere with the communication system for pilots and whatnot. That's one of the major reasons. And I actually think most Nigerians do not know that. Like, do you guys agree with me? Do you think people actually know that's the reason behind it or not? Like, let me, because I think people do actually don't know that's the reason. Actually, maybe I should create content about that. Like, let me know if you think the average Nigerian knows the reasoning behind flight mode. Like, yeah. Yeah, Stephen, completely. No, they don't. And I think there is no education. And I think that is the NCAA's job to educate the average Nigerian. So I think like that's actually something they can do and improve on. Um, Don Guerra says, how to meet and greet? Oh, you mean a meet and greet with me to do a meet and greet? You know what's really funny? I've been asked to do a meet and greet so many times, and a part of me is actually, if I'm honest, I'm actually quite shy. It might not seem it on social media. With my intimate circle, I am actually very, very like, like sassy. But amongst obviously my community, but you know what I'll say? I'll work on it. I will work on a meet and greet. Don Yero, where are you? Let me know, where are you based? Are you based in Nigeria, in the UK, in the US, and Canada? Like, let me know. Purple Lady Nora Yaku said, hi, Purple Lady. Like, where are you tuning in from? Like, let me know, Don Yero and Purple Lady. Where are you guys chatting from? Are you in Nigeria? Oh, Don Yero said, I'm coming to visit your country soon. Please come. Please come. Abiodun Oshuniyi just commented, just abide with the rules the airline gives once on board within the Nigerian airspace. We are always quick to follow rules abroad. Front-facing airline staff should also be customer friendly. You know what? I agree completely. I think that everybody needs to abide by rules, but this is a problem. Does the average Nigerian even abide by rules on a day-to-day basis? Even queuing in a bank, do people abide by rules? Even on when people are driving, do people wait for the traffic light to read green before they move? Right? So, you know, people are not going to suddenly change their mindset once they're on a plane. The only reason why they change their mindset when they're abroad is because there are consequences, right? You don't listen, they'll carry you off the plane and prosecute you if you misbehave. And nobody wants that. As in, I always tell my friends that the only reasons people abroad are not better than us. Like UK, nobody's better than Nigerians, though. People always say Nigerians are very lawless. We are lawless because there's no law. If there was no law abroad, we'll see the same thing happening. That's just human nature, right? Purple Lady said, "Oh, she's from New York City. New York City. I love New York. Actually, I worked in New York many years ago. I'm not sure you guys know. I used to work in banking. I was working for one of the big financial. I can even share J.P. Morgan Chase. So I was there for like 6 months. They sent me there from the London office, and I was in downtown. Was living the amazing, what's it called, the amazing expat life. Amazing. I love New York City. Like New York it has my heart. Yes, it has my heart. I've not visited in such a long time, maybe in 2-3 years, but I love New York. Doniero said, I'm in the USA. Where in the USA are you from? I want to know if I've been there. Purple Lady Nora Yaru said, I watched you before I visited Nigeria and I learned a lot. Thank you. Like, thank you for watching. And I'm really glad it really helped you in your journey. How was Nigeria for you? Like, how long did you spend in Nigeria? Was there any culture shocks for you? Let me know. I want to know if you had, like, what was your first impression about Nigeria and Nigerian people, our food? Like, let's talk about it. I want to learn. Daniela said, I traveled to South Africa and Ethiopia a lot. Ooh, have I been to Ethiopia? I think I've been to the airport, but I haven't been outside. Like, how is Ethiopia? Like, is this somewhere worth traveling to? Like, I'd love to know. But South Africa, I love South Africa. I've been so many times since I was young. So, like a couple of years ago, I went with South African tourism, and it was really lovely. Went to Durban, Johannesburg. It was really lovely. Like, I love the nightlife in South Africa. Like, I feel like they can party more than Nigerians. The music, incredible. Donyera said, "Do you have an email?" Yes, I have an email. You can reach out to me. Business inquiries, of course. But if you have questions or whatnot, sassyfunke@gmail.com. It's on all my socials. You can find it there. Donyera said, "I'm from California." Nice. Gosh, I think I went to California many years ago. I loved, loved, loved. Expensive. Expensive. That's what I can see. When I think California, I think it's expensive. Purple Lady said, "Did you see the homeless people everywhere in Manhattan?" There were homeless people on the road here. It wasn't as bad. This was in 2011, so it's been a really long time when I worked there. But when I visited, I think about in 2022, I visited, and there were quite a number of homeless people. And I think that's one of the things people forget. You think New York, you think America, the land of plenty, plenty, plenty. And it's always shocking whenever I see all these documentaries of, like the dark side of America. Like, it's actually really sad. And you wonder, like, what is going on, with sort of like the drug epidemic and whatnot. Like, yeah, crazy. Popular Lady said I was shocked. Yes. Steven said that must have been a fun time. You know what? What are you talking about? When I worked in New York, it was one of the most incredible times of my life, to be honest with you, because thinking about being an expat, the company treats you really well. You have a beautiful accommodation you don't pay for. You have extra stipend to pay, like to spend. We're spending weekends in Miami, weekends in Las Vegas. It was incredible. Yes. And you Joluwa Fash, hey namesake, question: Can we still use expired Nigerian passport to go home? I'm a US citizen, but renewing my passport here is like pulling teeth. Plus, I don't have the NIN. I get this question. I should actually do a refresher video. Yes, you can still use your expired passport to go home. The only what's it called here? The only point to raise here is that as long as the airline allows it, because some airlines, I think most airlines do, to be honest, but if I know Delta allows it to fly on an expired Nigerian passport, so you can do that. The NIN, you can apply in Nigeria. I'll just say give yourself at least 3 weeks in Nigeria. Like, once you land, apply for your NIN. It might take a few times for it to come out, as they always say. But if you have 2, 3 weeks in Nigeria, you can definitely get your NIN and renew it. The renewal process in Nigeria now is so smooth. You don't need to pay anybody or do anything. It's online. You get your dates. Dates are easy to come by. So I would actually advise most people, if you have an opportunity to come into Nigeria, renew your passport when you get here. It's better, it's faster. Purple Lady Nora Yahoo said, the airport staff were asking urgently for money upon arrival, but I did take an Uber to my hotel. Okay, so this is with regard to your first time coming to Nigeria. You know what? That attitude of them asking for money is something I know the government has been working on, because it's really gives a bad impression. I don't even think of any other country I've been to in the world where I get to the airport and the staff is asking me for money. I've never experienced that except for Nigeria, right? But I know it's improved. Like, in the past, I believe they were very aggressive. Like, let me know, were they aggressive about it? Like, I feel like they're much nicer about it, and you can just like ignore them. But I guess it can be very annoying to sort of like experience that as a first timer. Um, oh, oh, Purple Lady Nora said they were very aggressive. Okay, you know what? They probably smelled that this person is new, and it could be a function of when you are the queue on you being on the foreigner side. Maybe they're a bit more there they seek. Oh God, look at me saying that they're probably not aggressive anymore. You're like they were very aggressive. Sorry about that. Like really sorry about that. I think it gives such a bad impression because I think as a people we forget that the airport is the first port of like contact with the country. And if the first thing you're experiencing is begging, aggression, you are not going to have a good impression of that country. And yes, our people need to do better. Like, I'm so sorry about that. Yes, I hope you still plan to come back though. Are you planning? Did you enjoy it so much that you want to come back? Let me know. I want to know if you're still going to come back. Um, let me see here. Oh yes, Purple Lady was also saying that California, Florida, and New York City are expensive. Honestly, I feel like yeah, like New York was crazy expensive even then. As in now, it's even more so. But yeah, I don't know how people do it. Like I have friends that live in California, and they talk about childcare, how expensive the schools are. How expect as in I'm just like, how do you guys survive? Like whenever they come back to Nigeria, they're always like, you guys are you're living princess king life here. Don Yero say, are you from Benin? Are you from Edo State? Yeah, do I look like I'm from Benin or Edo? I'm from Ogun State. I'm from Ijebu. If you guys know about Ijebu people, let me know in the comments. Now I'm from Ijebu. Ijebu Ode. Yes, I'm Ogun State, so Yoruba girl here. Don Yero said, God made you priceless. Oh, what do you mean? Price as in like I don't know if it's just like a general compliment or you're referring to something I did. Like let me know. Steven said LOL. Purple Lady Nora Yahoo said Nigerians overall are nice. Honestly, I genuinely believe like Nigerians are like we're as a overall probably one of the nicest nationalities that I know. Right, we're the most welcoming. I feel like a lot of people, even abroad, Nigerian parties want other people to get involved. We're always bringing people in, right? We want to share our culture, our music. So I'm glad that you got that impression of visiting Nigeria, that we're overall quite nice. Um, she also said, Purple Lady, the red dirt reminded me of my mom's upbringing. Oh. Purple Lady also said, I'm coming back, just not sure when. Got a lot going on now. Nigeria will be waiting for you with open arms when you're coming. We look forward to you coming back to come and see us here. Let me not spoil your name. I'm going to try because my pronunciation sometimes is not great. Chimnanu. Okay, Chimnanu, I'm going to leave it there. Ijebuode. Yes, so I'm from Ijebuode. I actually grew up in Ijebuode. Like I have photos of me growing up there. I really loved it. I still remember. It hasn't changed much, but it's definitely developed since. That's what they do. The Ojodu Oba Festival, which is one of the biggest festivals, I guess, in Nigeria. Oh, Donyere said a compliment. Thank you. God made me priceless. Thank you so much. Very kind of you to say. Enyoluwa Fash said, okay, great. Delta is my preferred airline and I'm in Georgia. Perfect. I'll double check with Delta. I don't want issues at the airport. Thanks for all you do. By the way, your diction is like butter. Thank you. Yes, Delta, because I had a collaboration with Delta earlier this year and I flew with them to Atlanta. And, they were even announcing when I was boarding, this was in January or February this year, that if you have a expired Nigerian passport, we welcome you. So they were very proactive to say that they actually welcome you on. So very likely, I would actually believe that like 95% Delta will allow you to fly to Nigeria with an expired Nigerian passport, especially because it's a direct flight, right? So I think because of that, it should be easy. Chimnanu said, I'll be in town this week from the USA. Oh, what brings you to town? Let us know. Let us know. You also said you have been my go-to for travel since 2019. Oh, 2019. That's a long time. Oh. Thank you for supporting. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Enyi Joluwa said, I'm Funke too. Oh, you're Funke too. Oh, also from Ogun State, but from Abeokuta. Amazing. We're family. At this way, we're family now, aren't we? Yes, we're family. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah. So, I overall though, I think the experience for me navigating, I think I've been through Lagos National Airport maybe like 7, 8 times this year already. And it's from my experience that it's gotten much, much better. They're much nicer, the AC works, the toilets look better. So there's certainly improvements there. But I actually wanted to ask you guys, have you guys ever been to the MTN lounge at Lagos National Airport? Like say yes or no. Because I created a YouTube shorts about it a few days ago, and a lot of you guys were engaging on it. But I think that lounge, honestly, is I've been in there twice or 3 times. It's definitely in my top two, if not the number one, in my opinion, that I've experienced. I haven't experienced all of them, but it's one of the best lounges at the airport. Like honestly, it was incredible. The food was great, the staff were great. And I think this is what happens when a rich company like MTN, they have money, they're able to build their own lounge. I think it's incredible. And to access the lounge, you have to be an MTN customer, but you need to have spent a certain amount of money on your MTN line in the year to be able to access that lounge, which I think was absolutely, yeah, it was incredible. Like I loved it. The food, the jollof was fantastic. Oh, Lamar just said, who qualifies to use the lodge? Do you mean the lounge? Yeah, probably the lounge. Yeah, so I think for you to qualify to use the lounge, you need to be in MTN Prestige. And MTN Prestige is MTN's loyalty program. I believe if you spend 90,000 naira on your MTN line per year, you move to maybe, I think there's like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and yellow. If you're in silver or above, you get access to the lounge, right? Stephen just said, is it part of the priority pass? I joined priority pass. No, it's not. This literally MTN created this lounge specifically only for their customers. So if you're not an MTN customer, there is no way you can access the lounge. I believe like there's actually no way right now you can access that lounge. You have to be a customer, or somebody else is a customer that is on the silver tier of the Prestige loyalty program, and you can like join them to be part of the lounge. And Yujoluwa said, yes, so I'm so excited to experience the new airport. What? Oh, okay, we need to shout out. Oh my goodness. Chim, oh my God, Chim Nanu just dropped us $100. That is extremely kind of you. Like, honest, as in, I am shocked. Like, that is extremely kind of you, Chin Nanu, to contribute to the platform in that way. Thank you so much. Like, I am, you know what? I am so touched. I'm literally so touched because honestly, I do this because I genuinely love to help you guys navigate travel better and smarter. Like I create for that. And for you guys, for you to send, I think that's the largest amount anyone's giving me on like a super chat or anything before. Like that is absolutely incredible. Like, thank you so much for being like you guys. Can you give a thumbs up to that? Because that is so nice of you. Oh wow. Thank you. Thank you. That is incredibly generous of you. Like God will replenish you for you to be able to contribute that to my. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this because I'm just like, what? 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 Like, I'm taking a screenshot of this because that is so nice. Okay, gosh, like God bless you for thinking my platform is that valuable. The information I give is that valuable for you to contribute such a generous amount. Like, thank you so much. Oh wow. Let me get into the questions. Oh my goodness. Steven just said, is it part of Priority Pass? I just joined Priority Pass. So if you guys don't know what Priority Pass is, for some of you guys that don't know, Priority Pass is a lounge program, is it a lounge program whereby you pay a certain amount and you get access to lounges across the world, right? There are lounges in Lagos Airport that is part of Priority Pass, such as the Oasis Lounge is a lounge I like, but the MTN Lounge is not. There are other lounges that are also part of Priority Pass. I think there's like at least 3 or 4 of them, right? So I think, yeah, but MTN is not part of it, unfortunately. It's not. Lamar just said, does Airtel have their own lounge too? No, they don't. So Airtel doesn't have their own lounge, but maybe they should step up and get their own lounge because MTN is giving them all of them a run of their money for their money. Enyi Wafat said, how can we have access to lounge if you don't live in Nigeria? So going back to what Steven said with regard to Priority Pass is a lounge program that you can sign up to, right? So if you sign up to this lounge program, just search prioritypass.com, you'll find it. If you do that, you can access lounges across the world. So even if you're part of that lounge program and you're in Nigeria, you can access specific lounges in Nigeria for free because you've paid that amount. I hope that helps. Purple Lady Nora said some credit cards and airlines offer free or paid lounge privilege. That is very, very true. You know, some of them, as in, I was going to say American Express Platinum card, you can access Priority Lounge across the world. Yeah, Chim Nanu said that. Exactly. Like the credit cards, they have local credit cards in Nigeria too that gives you free lounge access. So I think it's something that is that that is yeah that you can access. Actually, that's something I actually want to start educating people on lounge access and credit cards. I think it's something that I guess Nigerians or Africans are not really privileged to knowing about all these benefits, and I really want to share more about those on my platform. Do you guys think that's a good idea? Like, let me know. Let's see here. Purple Lady said, yes, it's very nice and generous. Yes, Chimnanu, thank you for your contribution. Extremely nice and generous. Thank you so much. TLDN96 left a comment. Hi, can you travel to Nigeria on a Nigerian on an expired passport? If yes, do all airlines abide by this rule? Okay, we spoke about this earlier, but I believe you probably were not on the live. Essentially, yes, you can travel to Nigeria on an expired Nigerian passport. Nigeria as a country has actually sent a mandate to all airlines saying that their people can come to Nigeria on an expired Nigerian passports. But it's still for the airline to accept. Some airlines do not accept it, especially if you're connecting in a few places. But I know like the Virgins, the BA, the direct airline flights, like direct flights to Nigeria would allow it. So it's for you to just speak to the airline to confirm whether they will board you or not, because Nigeria cannot enforce the rule on them. It's their airline; they can choose who they want to board. So I'll definitely say you should definitely check with them before you make go to the airport or before you book with the airline. Yes, again, Shim Nanu said also if you have an American Express Platinum card, you can access Priority Land Airport across airports across the world. Yeah, I think that's one of actually the huge benefits of having an American Express Platinum card if you travel a lot. Like the lounges that you get access to, fantastic. And you Joluwa Fash said Airtel is stingy. My brother works there. Are you serious? You know what? I see Airtel is one is they do a lot of sorry, this is just segueing, right? As a content creator, a media entrepreneur, I feel like Airtel always does so many collaborations with influencers, like celebrities a lot. I'm always thinking in my mind that they have money. So maybe they have money for those people, but no money for lounge. Steven said, oh, you were the first person I heard mention Priority Pass a few years ago. Yes, I need to start even promoting them again. This is one of the issues I have personally, is that whenever I share a piece of content about maybe a hack or something, I always think that, okay, everybody knows about it. I don't need to repeat it again, right? But I'm getting into the habit of actually let me constantly educate people, because there are 200 million Nigerians, or people need to hear about this information over and over again. And maybe I actually share this resource with people so that people are able to sign up or whatnot. So I'll definitely be doing that. T London 96 said, thank you. You're welcome. We have about, let's say, 12 minutes left on the live. If you guys have any more questions, please, please, please share. But more importantly, one of the things I want to also do on this live is actually get feedback from you guys about my content, because I'm always looking for ways to not be complacent, or ways to actually just say, Funke, what can you do better? What is working? What are people enjoying? And what can be better, right? So I actually want to know, like, if you guys can please, 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 just in the chat section on my YouTube or my Instagram, what do you enjoy watching? What do you think I can create more of? How can I be of more value to you guys? Like, I would really, really love to know, because I just love to improve my game. Like recently on my Instagram stories and also on my YouTube shorts, I've been doing more shorts a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I've been trying to tell more stories. Like if I'm in Paris, I shared like my experience there, where I visited, what I did a little bit more, and not just like airport advice, because I can do airport. I have airport plenty advice. So okay, Purple Nora said, I enjoyed the tour of the airport and advice on what to expect on a first visit. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm really glad, because I'm actually creating a video that is in my editors are working on it right now, about sort of like all the checks you experience going through Lagos Airport and coming out in 2025. So thank you for sharing that insight, that you really enjoyed that. Enyi Jolua Fash said, I really don't do lounges. I really just like to go straight to getting all the Epawala done and get ready for boarding. I don't want to run the risk of sleeping in there. You know what? I feel like there are people, a lot of people like you, right? Whereby their own is, let me just get on the plane. I don't even want any potential thing that will allow me to miss my flight. I feel like I am the opposite to you, right? Because at campus, I love the experience. I want to get to the lounge, sit down, get my wine, order my drinks, eat jollof. And I think this comes from having a father that, I swear, he would tell me to go to the airport 6 hours before. 6 hours before. Like recently I traveled with my dad, and I think our flight was like near midnight, and he was like, let's leave for the airport at 5. I'm like, 5, why? What are we going to do from 5? He said, I like to be there. I don't want any issues. I'm like, and it's interesting. When I was flying Virgin one time from London to Lagos, I think the Virgin flight leaves around like 10:30. I got to the airport, I think at 8:30, 2 hours before. It's an international flight, but I'm not that, you know, yeah, I don't like getting to the airport on time. But if I do want to experience for me, that's when traveling starts, from the lounge. But I get you about not running the risk of sleeping off in there. But I'll tell in the MTN lounge, they're very good at, sir, which airline are you going on? They keep coming to meet you to ask you which one. So they'll get you to leave their lounge and go to so you don't miss their flight. Purple Lady Nora said, you even talked about not being out when it's dark. Yes, of course. I think that's just in general, it's really important to stay safe, right? Steven said, I really enjoy vlogs of your travels. Oh, thank you. I said, I want to do more vlogs too, but those vlogs can be hard work. Steven said, your shorts can be so funny. I won't lie to you, I love creating shorts that are funny. I really, really love it. But sometimes I feel like, will you guys think I'm not serious? They're like, what's wrong with this girl? Why is she not being serious? And that's why I try and mix it with some serious talk. Then sometimes I'm like, but I'm glad you enjoy those, like the shorts, because I love watching them. So and Joluwa Fash said, exactly. Show us a little bit more of scenery in places you visit. Not that I don't enjoy your other content. I'm just a regular Oliver Twist. Okay, yeah, a little bit of scenery. No, definitely. This is one of the difficulties about being a content creator sometimes is, it's hard to do everything. When I travel, I actually love sometimes to actually enjoy. Even whenever I create flight reviews, it is so much work because I'm actually so focused on making sure I give you guys a very honest, detailed experience. Like when I do my flight reviews, I try and get on the plane first, right? I go to the toilet quickly to make sure I capture everything. I don't want people to be in my videos because of privacy or whatnot. So I do everything very quickly. I don't sleep often because I want to make sure I don't miss the meal. So I'm sharing you the meals, everything, right? So sometimes I just want to enjoy where I am at instead of documenting it. And I guess is it the concession or what I then say to myself is if I cannot share full length experiences with you like on a YouTube video, I can do shorts. So that's what I've been trying to incorporate more on my Instagram, doing my reels, just sharing more shorts with you so that of the scenery of where I'm visiting. But I'm gonna do more of that. Steven said, I love the lounge stew, free cocktails and food, as in free food. Nothing like it. Yes, I love it. And you Jolie Wi-Fi said, nah, I love your shorts. A little humor is needed. Hmm. You know what? It's so refreshing to hear that you love it because I love creating them because I have my serious side and I have my completely goofy, funny side. And I try and manage that. And I think sometimes coming from, I guess, a background that, I worked in finance for many years, I have an MBA, I'm very serious in that aspect. But my personality is actually very funny. And sometimes you're always like, people will look at you like, this was not a serious person. But you know what? I'm glad you guys love it, which means I want to be sharing more humor. Like, especially those clips of, you know, Sassy told you like those 2 clips of acting. Oh, Oyinjolua said it shows you have a vibrant sense of humor. Yeah, I do. I honestly do. And like this is one of the reasons why I decided that I won't start doing these live sessions because a lot of people I feel don't get an insight of who I am because a lot of my content is very this is what this person said. This is the information. This is, you don't really get a chance of getting to know me on a personal level. And I think that's one of the things I actually want to start showcasing in my content. Like, who's Funke? I mentioned in my last live that I am considering doing starting a podcast soon, actually, um, with my dad, which I think is going to be so incredible because he's a phenomenal man, and the insights he has focus more on maybe finance because that's my background, and he's such an intelligent man. I think there's so much that we can do, like a father daughter duo podcast. I think it would be incredible. Like, yeah, the insights, what you guys will learn from him, is just mind blowing. So I think that is something that you'd find interesting. Like, let me know if you think that's a good idea. I'll really love to know. Purple Lady Nora Yahoo said, can you share Africa's beauty? The narrative most grow up with is Africa is poor with starving people. Hotels need to partner with you. Um, I think one of the sad things about, for me anyway, about Nigeria and like partnerships here is that if you guys notice, I don't really do any partnerships with local brands in Nigeria. Not because I don't want to, but a part of me feels that a lot of brands value celebrities, BB and Nigeria people, singers and whatnot. And the actual people that are in that field, they don't really value them per se. And yeah, so I think that's one of the reasons why I probably, I don't partner with them because I genuinely do not value content creators like myself. I don't want, maybe they'll be watching this and they'll say, you know what, they'll value me. Well, who knows? Um, but I hear you about showing Africa's beauty, and that's something I'll definitely consider on my channel. And Yolua said, looking forward to some nice roasted corn when I come home. I've been craving it so bad. It's so funny you mentioned that because I just edited a video on my for stories or reels for shorts where I was in Paris, was it last month or the month before? And they were selling corn on the road. And this roasted corn was so good. Ay. Anyway, yeah, so it just took me back to that video. Yeah, roasted corn is like the best thing in the world. Steven said, do it. I listen to podcasts while I work. Thank you. No, it's something that's definitely on the pipeline to get done, and I think you would absolutely love it. So thank you. I'll definitely share it on the live sessions here once yeah, like once everything, yeah, once it's live and And I look forward to your support because I know you guys support me so much. Thank you so much. So guys, we're coming towards the end of the live session now. I'm hoping to do this live every 2 weeks, maybe weekly, depending on availability or whatnot. But I want to say a huge thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry for the hiccup at the beginning of the live, the audio issues. But I want to say a huge thank you to everyone that was part of this. Oh, someone just, and you, Julu, I just commented. Also, if you can, please talk about your experience as a content creator and give advice for people who may be interested in the field. Okay, I think I'll answer this question like really briefly, and maybe next session I'll make that one of the topics for the live session, right? I think being a content creator, the first thing I would always tell people is that you have to love it. You have to love creating content, even when content doesn't do good, even when no one is there clapping for you, right? As in, that is one of the first things I was like, what is your why to doing it? The reason why I keep doing these, I keep creating content. A lot of people always say for me, Funke, you have a background, you have an MBA, you have this, why are you doing this? I am genuinely in my heart, I derive joy from education, from educating people, from building a platform that is trustworthy to help people. So if I do a video and it gets 10 views or a million views, I am genuinely happy if I feel that that video is helping one person, right? So I would say, yes, you really need to love it and you need to have a why that surpasses the tough times as to why you're doing it. I think you need to know your worth. You need to know your worth. You need to know your worth in this space, especially as a Black content creator, if the person is African. But I'll just say focus on giving value. I always tell people, if you give value, it might take you 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and you're consistent at building that, like giving that value, you will be noticed. You will build a platform. People will come to you, right? I don't sit down waiting for partnership. I just give value and partnerships come to me and the right ones come to me. Um, Oh, I have, I could talk about a million things about this, but please, and Lua, next time I'm actually going to create the topic of my next live will include experience as a content creator to help people that are trying to navigate this space and I'll be very truthful, honest about it because the good, the bad, and the ugly, I'll be sharing it. Purple Lady said, thank you for the live. Thank you. Thank you for being such an active participant. Like, I really loved your engagement. So thank you also. Josh said, sorry for joining the live stream, but are you aware that Airpiece just took delivery of another 777? I am aware, actually. I am. Like, Airpiece, they're really, they might not be perfect in all their ways, but nobody got to perfection overnight, right? So I think we need to give them a bit of leeway that they're actually investing in our country, in our roots, in our people. And for that alone, they deserve their kudos, essentially. And Lua said, I agree. Nice session. Thank you for your time. Perfectly say you're welcome. So yes, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the live session. Thank you for the amazing contribution, Chimanu, as in, thank you so much. I really appreciate you investing in, the live and in my contributions. I really appreciate that. Steven said, you do consistently bring value, always informative, always entertaining. I think that's a beautiful roundup to it, right? Thank you guys once again. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, depending on where you are. You're about to go to bed or still enjoying your day in the US. And I look forward to seeing you guys all on the next live, which will be soon. Soon. Stay tuned. Thank you guys again. Bye.